career advice would you have for a prospective student interested in Purdue and the crew team who's looking at the program, a little unsure about the time commitment, the dedication that it takes? What advice would you have?
Be concerned, but don't have fear. Don't respond to the fear. College is everybody says it's the best years of your life. They're right, but it's a time where you have the opportunity to go to school, to work at the academics, to make some choices, decisions, and hopefully you're going to make good ones and be able to manage. But if you're going to fail, then let's fail while you have a good support net. And if they do fail, let's pick them up, dust them off, throw them back into the mix, and let them learn from the experience. One of the things that I've found is that 99% out of the time, our athletes do better during the season where we're most competitive, where we have the most races, and that's the spring of the year. And from spring break on through Mother's Day weekend and just before Memorial Day, we're traveling every weekend. Last year to Dad Vale, we were in the middle of final exams. I proctored exams, I think 25 of them, 26 of them, in various subjects. So you can get the job done. And it's a matter of time management. It's a matter of coming in and not being afraid, but saying, yeah, I can do it, and having the freedom to do that. I think one of the reasons why I think most of the kids that get involved with crew stay solidly with it is that it's probably the first real decision that they've made on their own. Mom and dad will send them off to school, help make the decision where to go to school, but then they'll say, well, you need to do something a little bit more than just go there to study, and I don't want you socializing all the time, so you need to find another activity to get involved with.
Right.
And that's where the parents will give them the freedom to, Jay, go see what's out there, see where your interests are, pick one, go for it. And most of the time the parents will get the phone call and they'll say, you're involved in what? Because they know nothing about rowing, and the kids have found something new that they can get involved with.
Right.
That they're probably good athletes, they like competition, and they're willing to try something new. And with rowing, it's don't get me wrong, it's not an easy sport. It's one of the toughest sports physiologically and mentally to do. But if you go through the right process of teaching, then you can take people from a very basic level to a very elevated level in pretty short order. So I think that decision they make is a pretty big one, because then they're on the hook to make that decision work. So when you come to college, they're there, they've got their first year classes and stuff, and they've chosen this to do. And a piece of everyone is, I've chosen to do it. I don't want to quit. I don't want to fail. I want to do the best I can with it and achieve. And it's those people that tend to stick with our program pretty solidly. And when you travel to the Dad Vale Regatta like last year, and we traveled with 105 athletes, 75 of them had a grade point average of 3 or better for the semester. 29 of the 75 were 3.5 or better, and 38% were engineers, 43% engineers. Voila, you've got a pretty deserving and achieving group of young men and women that are part of the crew.
Where do some of your student athletes go on afterwards to compete? Do you have a few examples of leaders that came into the program maybe a little rough around the edges, but through your guidance and coaching developed into accomplished student athletes and have competed even afterwards?
There have been some. Those numbers are growing. Just this past year, we had 2 individuals that elected to do some rowing over the summer and actually left the Lafayette area, West Lafayette area, and came to Philadelphia, and were rowing out of some summer club programs here. One was actually chosen for an under 23 team. And she did just an outstanding job, and she'll probably get invited, and she's got the possibility to make it onto a national team and that sort of thing in the future. Then we've had a graduate from '99, 2000 that really has the rolling blood in his veins and just wouldn't leave it alone. So even though he left Purdue, went to Michigan, and earned his PhD, works for United Technologies. He's bought a single, and he continued to train, and finally this past year he was selected as a member of the quadruple scull event for the World Championships and represented the United States. So they do get out and get on. It's not something that we plan or direct, but the guys and girls that row at Purdue some of them do have the physiologic ability to go to that next level after collegiate rowing, and if they really have that bent, then there's a path for them to get there. And one special person, name is Emma Preschel, and you've met Emma, but she's very special, and during her time at Purdue, she started rowing and with the women's team, and it was just another one of the women down on a team, and then somewhere during her sophomore junior year, we coaches we sort of ask a few questions, and we found out that Emma actually had a disability, physical disability, with a shoulder and something that happened at birth, and she was out competing with everyone else. And she's actually, did very well at Purdue and actually won some medals at the Dad Vale Regatta, which I get really emotional about because it was special. And would be a person in an intercollegiate program, some of intercollegiate programs that she beat, and she wouldn't have been given the opportunity to participate with them just because of the disability.
Right.
At Purdue, we coaches might have been blind enough not to see it,
Right.
but she was there and she competed and she won, and that's special. Then she was decided she really loved this, and she got involved with the United States adaptive team, and she represented the U.S. in Beijing with the adaptive Olympics, and
Wow.
she's been to World Championships this past summer in Poland. So there's the opportunities. And there's opportunities for everybody.
Right. So how can the alumni here in New Jersey, there's about 3,000 to 5,000, continue to follow the success of the program halfway across the country? What are the best ways?
Well, if you're here in New Jersey, come to the regatta. That's the best way. It's for us. It's the granddaddy of, and like other programs, it's granddaddy of all collegiate rowing regattas. It's on Mother's Day weekend this year, May 6th and 7th, or 7th and 8th, I guess it is, Friday and Saturday. So come see that. If you get back to campus, let me know. You can come out and watch a workout. You don't have to row. You can ride a motorboat alongside with me and enjoy the scenery on the Wabash and the rowing. But we've got a website that you can get to and follow and see what's going on there. We also put out an e-news, and I say the kids put out an e-news after every major competition, and then during the wintertime it's probably once a month and once every other month that we put out an e-news on the program. Be happy to put you on the list. Doesn't cost us a penny to do it, just click the button and it goes and works. So those would be the quick and dirty ways to follow that.